All right, so we have one of the most interesting Nike shoes I've seen in quite some time. Dare I say, this might be one of the coolest implementations of Nike's Air Tech I've ever seen. Hey, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and review on these bad boys right here. This is the Nike Air Max Pre-Day. There's a weird name. I don't quite understand it.
Is that for pre?
Pre what?
The runner.
No, it just says pre-day. It's supposed to be like the pre-Air Max Day shoe. So instead of the annual Air Max Day shoe.
Are you sure it's not for Steve Prefontaine? He competed in the 1972 Summer Olympics and he famously died.
I didn't read about any of that. So these guys right here are part of their Move to Zero campaign, which means that the box is this box right here and it does not have paper or any extra goodies. I feel like this release should have come with something, which I understand would go against their Move to Zero campaign, but I just feel like the shoe itself needed a booklet, a sticker, a pamphlet, something like that, just because the stuff that they put online for the marketing on the Nike Inc. site, that stuff I think is great. So I really wish that it was part of the box lid somehow, some way, even if it was just printed onto it, because it wouldn't have cost any extra materials or anything like that. It'd just been an extra little print. I feel like they should have done that. But basically the upper is supposedly 100% recycled polyester. However, the entire upper or the shoe itself, the way that they word it is really confusing. But basically like they come with this thing. So it's like made with at least 20% recycled content. However, they also stated that the rubber outsole is 15% recycled. And so it's like, this is 100% recycled polyester. That's 15%. So it's like when you start doing all that, I'm like, what? Okay, so is it 20% or what? Like, I don't get it. All I know is that 20% of the shoe, I guess by weight, is recycled, even though the entire upper is 100% recycled and the bottom is 15% or something. I don't know. But they are supposed to mimic an era, okay? Or not mimic, but like pay homage to an era, which is one of your favorite shoes right now, actually, the Daybreak. So you got that style kind of upper and everything, the real canvasy look, synthetic suede, which is just felt overlays, the classic cursive Nike branding, which looks great. So you've got all of that stuff, but then you've kind of like switched things up with a more modern take with the tooling. However, the cushion itself is still old. Like they still use this air sole unit. It's still not like outdated by technical terms, but we're talking about like when it was manufactured originally, then I guess it would be considered outdated even though they still use it. But what I think is really cool about these is that that air unit right there is the same exact air unit that you would see in an Air Max 1 or an Air Max 90, in Air Jordan 3, in Air Jordan 4, in Air Jordan 5. When my high school pair of Jordan 5s crumbled, this was the air unit that I pulled out of the mess. I just think it's really cool that they took the air unit from those models and they took off everything that encapsulated it. So before you would only see it through a visible little window, a little cutout. Do I have a shoe with me right now?
You use the wooden one?
I mean, I guess I can. It's not a real shoe.
Inconceivable.
So that little window right there would be your only window into the tech, and inside of that midsole would be this big little air unit and everything, which is bigger than it looks. So a lot of people think that the air unit is just that little oval, but it's not. It actually, you know, goes through the whole back half of the shoe and everything, which is really cool. And I believe this is the first time that we've seen one like this, where it's just out in the open. Like there's literally nothing covering it up other than the outsole and the midsole, just kind of like sandwiching it there. The way that the shoe feels, by the way, is incredibly comfortable. So something like the Daybreak, which is, you know, from the 70s and through the 80s and things like that. It's just got an EVA wedge, so it's not like mad comfy or anything. Like the most comfort that you're getting is really from the insole. They're not uncomfortable, they're just not cushioned by like today's standards, right? But this wedge right here, this is, I don't actually know what it is because I could not find the information anywhere, but it feels like Cushlon. It is just mad comfy. Like, what was that one shoe that we did with those weird pods in the front? It was like a funky looking shoe. It had the two zoom pods in the front. You know what I'm talking about? It had the weird plate in the middle.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It was the Nike Air Zoom Type. We just had a comment on it.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, actually somebody said how comfortable they were.
Yeah.
And that's how comfortable these are. They are that level comfort where they're just bouncy as shit. And I absolutely love it. Now, as far as the heel comfort goes, also very comfortable. I think most of it is from the top loaded foam or whatever, but because that air unit is fully open, when you do compress it, it just does what it does, man. It's not hindered or encapsulated by anything whatsoever, and I think it's fantastic. And I love the way that it looks. I think that it looks fantastic. This colorway I like a lot better than the launch colorway. The launch colorway was this weird like green color, which is fine if you like that. I'm not trying to on your parade or anything, but this colorway I just think looks great. And even though the materials are nothing premium, it just works. Like this is what we got, not we, because I wasn't alive yet, but like this is what people wore back in the 70s. From there up, from there down, that's 90s stuff on steroids. And then one of my favorite features on the shoe is one that you probably won't see most of the time, but it's actually the tongue. Well, actually my favorite thing is this. Okay, but my second favorite thing is the tongue. So the tongue right there, you can see kind of has that foamy look and it's open celled and everything like that. And they use the ripstop style grid material on the face of it. So all you see is the inside of the tongue. I just really like the way that this looks as far as like being able to look inside of a shoe. I've always thought that visible tech is like the thing. Like it's what had drawn me to Nikes and Jordans in the first place. And that's the one thing that I do like about the deconstructed, reconstructed look of off-white stuff is that they really kind of like would play into the, hey, these are how shoes are made type of thing, where their shoelaces, their air is in here, whatever it is. So I like that they do that. But yeah, I just like that this is way more attainable than any of that stuff, and it still has the same kind of like overall feel and vibe and everything. Now, as far as fit is concerned, they do fit true to size. So whatever you typically wear, that's exactly what I would order. Be aware though, that when you try these on, you're gonna be like, oh damn, these are comfortable. Like they are bouncy, dude. They feel incredible. They're amazing. What do you think?
I think they're really nice, but that's because they do look similar to one of my favorite shoes right now.
Yes. And I like when they do stuff like this. Like I like that it's a modern twist on a classic design. I don't always love it. Like there's some shoes like the Bruin. The Bruin I love, okay? And that shoe was in like Back to the Future and things like that. Marty McFly wore them. There's a Bruin SB that I don't love. I want to love them, but I don't love them. But it's because they messed up the tooling. They changed it so much that I was like, it's not really the Bruin anymore. It's something different, you know what I mean? And so at least with this, they're not saying this is the Daybreak, pre-days or whatever, or nothing like that. Like this is just a new shoe. It pays tribute to the old stuff, but also while bringing in new tech, new modern foams. I think that the air unit thing though, like I don't know if this impresses you at all, but
I liked once you broke it down for me, being like, this is what you actually have inside of, say, the Jordan 3s. Then I was like able to be like, oh, okay.
That's what I like the most about it, is that you would never see this before, unless somebody posted a picture online and was like, hey, this is what came out of my shoe when it fell apart.
Yeah.
You know, or cut it in half or whatever, but like,
but even then,
it's
for
just
me,
there.
This is in my hand right now. It's different than a picture.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Now, if we can get to a point to where we can open this up, take that bag out and put in a zoom unit or something, just in case you wanted to, dude, that would be crazy. And I don't know if they're working on something like that already, but if they were, man, I cannot wait for something like that. I hope I'm still alive by the time that happens.
I'm sorry for earlier, like, interjecting so much about Prefontaine. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing his name properly, but I would just be surprised. It's kind of the same thing where you get upset with Jordan Brand for like forgetting their stories. If they didn't somehow link this shoe to him, Bowerman was his coach, and so it would be weird if they...
I just thought that it was the pre-Air Max.
So, and I understand, like, I am murky on all the details of the history of him because I just haven't really read anything up on him in a long time. Been a runner for so long. Like, there was a time where, like, I read everything about running, and now it's kind of like, it's way back there in my mind. But he was an important athlete for Nike. He died very young, and I just kind of feel like
I don't know.
he's somebody special to them. So.
I don't think anybody's special to Nike.
Oh.
Sorry. That's just the way that I feel. Like, you know what I mean? Just based off of their track record, you know?
Pun intended?
Oh, no, that was an accident. So I appreciate what they do when they do things cool, like something like this. Whether it's tied to him or not, I have no idea. I just thought that it was a pre-Air Max Day shoe. And if it is tied to him, but so loosely that they never even mentioned his name in the press release, and that's kind of snaky, but it wouldn't surprise me. So not even a little bit. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. If you grabbed a pair of these, let me know what you think about them down below in the comment section. Do you agree with me that these are really comfortable? They shouldn't be this comfortable. That's how comfortable that they are. It's one of them things I'm like, man, that foam, dude, I wish that we had this stuff in the 90s. It would have been crazy. When you had only foam in the 90s, you were just like, man, my shoe sucks. And now when you have only foam, you're like, bro, it's Cushlon, it's injected nylon, it's something with, you know what I mean? It's lunar, it's react, it's whatever. It's so comfortable, man. It's way different.
Science.
It is science. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for all the support, and until next time, guys, have a good one.